Hey, Winter.
Hey, Lee.
What do you call a fake noodle?
A fake noodle? I don't know.
An impasta.
It's an impasta.
Hungry squared, bringing you the best food talk anywhere.
Welcome to the Hungry Squared podcast, where the brain and belly meet. I'm Lee from Bees Knees Waffles.
And I'm Winter from theredparty.com. This week, we're having another minisode.
Yeah, because you and I currently are in Italy.
We're not here, people. We're not here. We're in Italy. This week, we're talking about the different Italian regions and the foods that they're known for.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about it. Hey, Lee.
Hey, babe.
Thanks for being on this little mini-sode. I know that we wanted to make sure our listeners had something in their ears, yet again, while we were out of town.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Except for I think it was a bad idea to bring me onto the podcast because everybody hates me.
No, they don't. They like you.
They like me because I do sound editing.
That's true. It does. You do make us sound better because there's a lot of ums that I do and so's and those kind of things. Yeah, he's nodding his head. Anyway, so thanks for coming on, and I'm wondering, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you do anything fun that you would like to talk about, or anything that you ate that you would like to talk about?
Well, so many of you know that I do waffles at the farmer's market.
Indeed, he does.
And part of being a good member of a farmer's market is you give your samples out to other vendors.
Other food vendors,
Other food vendors, yeah. And there's one called Bombdilla who does street quesadillas. Get your own dang quesadilla. Bombdilla.
A bombdilla.
And
or is it bombdilla?
I don't know. That might be a good thing to ask Ruben. But I gave him a waffle and he gave me a quesadilla, and it was a buffalo ranch with tater tots.
In it?
In it.
Whoa.
It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
It sounds dang good.
It was spicy. He had a really nice buffalo wing spicy sauce, chicken, cheese, tater tots.
Tater tots. Hey, I want some tots, man.
Get your own dang tots.
That's awesome. Okay, so bombdilla or bombdilla. I think it's bombdilla, Lee.
It's spelled Bombdilla.
But if it's like quesadilla, it looks like quesadilla.
I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe you should ask
I'll
Ruben
ask
that.
Ruben.
Yeah, he's probably like, come on, Lee.
Okay.
Get it right.
Thanks. Winter, anything that you have eaten that's good, bad, or ugly?
Well, can I just bring up the fact that I also benefit from this fact that you are a member of this farmer's market, the Bountiful Farmer's Market. So if you're ever up in our neck of the woods, you're welcome to join us on Thursdays. But Lee, he brings all the stuff home sometimes, like a lot of stuff. So one time we got some beautiful watermelons that were kind of pale. The outside was very pale green, but the flesh and the flesh inside was really pale as well, but it was very sweet.
It was a really sweet.
It was really good. The thing I want to talk about though, that I really like, that I enjoy every single week, and you're going to have to tell me because I don't know what these guys' names are, but it's the nut guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Steve. I know his name, Steve.
Steve. So he usually has a stand next to Lee's, and they do these candied nuts. So the thing that is awesome, so they do obviously the most obvious ones, walnuts and pecans and almonds. But the thing that I love, and every so often we'll get a little pack with these in it, but he candies these sunflower seeds.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's, so you're like, they're these, like the nut to sugar ratio is awesome. They're so good. And so if you ever go up to the Bountiful Farmers Market on Thursdays, Steve is there, and they roast them there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he roasts them right on spot.
Yeah, so
or candies
them right on spot, and it's kind of fun to hang out, and he can package them up for you. So, but try the sunflower seeds that are candied, and he said that they're really good on a salad with blue cheese and other, I can't remember what he said, but I really was intrigued by the blue cheese and candied sunflower combinations. We're going to have to try that sometime, Lee.
What I was wanting to do with those little seeds is do it with yogurt and honey.
What do you mean? Like, just put them, sprinkle them on top.
Sprinkle them on top.
That is a really
because
good idea.
if you think, like, the seeds have protein and lots of sugar.
And lots of sugar. So just a plain yogurt, a Greek yogurt or something.
And then the yogurt with the sunflower seeds.
Ooh, okay.
And then the honey. I don't know.
Okay, let's ask Steve next time we see him
Yeah,
for some of
we'll
those
get some
sunflower seeds. That was really good.
And now for the main course. All right, let's get down to business. Our first topic is other Italian foods besides spaghetti and pizza. And I've got something to confess. We are going to talk about pizza, but we're going to be talking about the originality of a certain type of pizza.
Okay, so this is the thing that I want to confess as well, is that I grew up just having spaghetti and pizza, and those are the only things that I have.
That's your only association with Italian food?
Yeah. So when
That's okay.
I know, that really is pretty pathetic. So when Lee and I were dating, actually, we went to a restaurant called Cafe Molise.
Mm-hmm.
And we were asking them kind of like, oh, okay, what's your favorite thing on the menu? They were like, oh, okay, well, just be aware that these are the things that you should be aware of, is that this food is a different part of Italy that most people don't think of.
Yeah, and Molise is actually like a region, like a state of Italy.
Okay.
And Molise is right there sort of by the heel. Everybody knows that Italy, everybody looks like a boot that's kicking a rock. And Molise is right there by the heel.
So
it's a southern eastern region. So it's different.
Yeah, I was like, let's get into each of these. So I asked Lee to come on and for this little mini-sode, since we're in Italy, I was like, we're going to be in the northern part. But it didn't come into my mind that there were different types of cuisine in Italy. It's not just all lumped into one. So I wanted him to come on and talk about the different regions and what is specific to that region, what they're famous for and why they're famous for that. So should we start with the Molise, or I don't know what region that is.
So there are 20 different regions in Italy. These are like similar to the states.
Oh, okay.
So there's 20 different states, and really brief history of Italy. It wasn't a whole country until I don't even know the year, but it was like early 1900s, I think.
Oh. And
the unification of Italy when it became one country. So Italy itself is a young country, and I'm going to be focusing on 6 regions. The regions I'm going to be focusing on, from the north, we've got the Lombardy, and then we got the Emilia Romagna. And guys, even though I claim to be Italian, I don't speak any Italian, so I'm slaughtering these names. So we got Lombardy, we got Emilia, Romagna, Tuscany region, we got Lazio, Campania, and then Sicily.
Okay.
And so it's sort of going from north on down the west coast, and then we're ending in Sicily, which is the rock that's getting kicked by the boot.
The rock. Okay. So start at the north.
All right, let's start at the north. We're going to start with Lombardy. And
Lombardy.
The major city in Lombardy is Milan.
Oh.
And we are going to be in Milan.
We're going to be in Milan.
Yeah.
Excited.
So 2 major foods that came out of that region are a risotto and ossobuco. Risotto is rice cooked in wine and broth until it's creamy.
It's in wine?
A little bit of wine, but broth, and you could also do it with a little bit of cream.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard the cream.
But they use a little bit of white wine, and
because why not?
Yeah, why not? It's Italy.
Because why not?
Oh, wine. I gotcha.
Sorry.
It took me to the second time. And so everybody loves risotto. It's a nice, creamy rice dish, and you can mix it with all sorts of like vegetables. They do like a mushroom risotto. They do a seafood risotto, like a lobster risotto.
That sounds delicious.
It's a good little dish.
I'm a little bit of a rice purist.
Why are you a rice purist, dear?
So risotto is always kind of one of those dishes that I'm like, if it's done well, it's great, because it almost has a congee, like that rice porridge. Can be that creamy.
Okay.
But if it's done wrong, it's no good. It's terrible.
Grainy and
Yeah. It's not awesome. So, okay. So, and then what was the ossobuco?
Ossobuco is a veal based. So you have the veal cutlets and it's braised with vegetables and wine. And it's served traditionally with a gremolata. A gremolata is like a topping that has parsley and garlic and lemon zest and anchovy. So it's sort of this.
Just a condiment.
A condiment.
Really?
Yeah. And they, like all the recipes I read, they said traditionally the ossobuco, the veal braised and then served with gremolata. Gremolata.
And the veal it can be, how is it done?
So you sear it, put the vegetables, put the wine sauce, and then just low and slow for a couple of hours.
Okay. So nice braise.
Nice braise.
Nice. Okay.
So that's the Lombardy region.
We're going to be there. We're excited.
We're going to be
Lee's
there.
family's from there. So.
Yeah. And the Piedmont area.
Oh, in the Piedmont area. Sorry.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay. They're known for cheese?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that they're known for cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The second region is Emilia-Romagna, and the major city in that is Bologna.
Bologna. It looks like Bologna.
Bologna. And,
or bologna, right?
I don't know. I'm terrible at spelling. I don't know how to spell bologna.
I don't think I know how to. No, I think that's how you spell bologna, like the way we pronounce it.
Hey, Bologna.
But
Welcome to Bologna, Italy.
I think it's called Bologna.
Bologna.
Is that right?
Yeah, Bologna. And the major dishes from this region, you got the Parmigiano Reggiano.
Oh.
And that's a great cheese. Everybody knows Parmesan.
And they have stamps of approval. Like
Yep.
it has to come from that region of Parma, right?
Yep. To be called Parmigiano Reggiano, it has to come from this region.
Yes.
But it also traditionally has invented tortellini, and tortellini are the ring. It's a stuffed pasta, and then they shape it into a ring.
Yeah.
And often it's filled with cheese or a meat sauce. So yeah, tortellini.
Okay.
And then of course you have bolognese sauce.
Oh, that's a meat.
Yep, it's a meat
tomato sauce.
Yep.
Okay.
It's got vegetables. It's got celery, onions, carrots, and then beef. And that's served either as a lasagna or on like a flat noodle.
So this could be the origin of spaghetti in a sense. No?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. I'm just making a
Because it's a flat noodle.
Oh, sorry. No, that's what I'm saying. Like the meat sauce of spaghetti.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of sounds like a spaghetti sauce.
It's
It basically is,
really,
isn't it?
really close.
Okay.
And then the most important thing to come out of this region, dear, is balsamic vinegar of Modena.
Modena. It's not Modena. You guys,
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to do a quick correction because our Italian friends that live here in Utah, they're like winter. It's not Modena. It's Modena.
Well, we were talking with them. We're like, oh yeah, we're going to go to Modena. They're like, where? We're like, oh yeah, balsamic is from, oh, you mean Modena.
Modena.
Oh,
It's
yeah, sure.
Modena. So correction to our balsamic vinegar episode. It's Modena. So hopefully we're there in Italy trying to get some like good balsamic vinegar.
True balsamic vinegar.
We're excited. I'm excited. I hope we can go on a tour. I hope we're on a tour right now. In the future.
I'm not. I'm sitting at our table.
That's a good point. So, okay. That's a pretty big region that there were a lot of good food stuff that came in from that region.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third region,
yes.
We're going to go to Tuscany.
Tuscany.
No, you and I aren't going to Tuscany.
We are not going to Tuscany this time.
We might, because we've been talking about going to Florence, which is the major city in Tuscany region. That's still up in the air. We might be going. We might not be going.
We'll see.
Who knows? Pecorino cheese.
Oh.
Pecorino. It's a sheep-based cheese, but it's a little bit more salty than Parmesan.
And it's hard. It's a harder cheese.
It's a harder
also.
cheese, yeah.
Okay, pecorino.
Pecorino cheese.
I like pecorino a lot.
Yeah. And then listen to this, dear. I'm excited to eat this if we go to Florence. Steak alla Florentina. And steak alla Florentina is a thick, big steak.
Really?
Yeah. And it specifically comes from a beef or a cow called the Chiania, Chianina.
Let me look at it.
Well, I don't know if you could even read my handwriting, dear. Chiania?
Chianina?
Chianina? I don't know. But it comes from the valley of Chiania.
Chianina.
Chiania.
Yeah.
Yeah. But traditionally, it's dry aged for a couple weeks. Then it is grilled and then baked and served rare to medium rare.
So when you say it's a thick steak, you held up your hands to a good solid
2 inches.
That's not 2 inches, Lee. That's like
3 inches.
No, that's not 3 inches. That is a solid 4 to 5 inches.
No, that's 5 inches.
No, it's not.
3 inches.
That's not 3 inches. 3 inches.
It's under 10 inches.
It's a big old.
It's a big steak.
Big steak. A thick steak is what Lee's saying. Okay.
Yeah. And that's steak alla Florentina.
Okay. So maybe we can get that in a different area or close to it.
If it's big steak, I'll get it.
Okay. Okay. So that is the Tuscany region. Is there any other things major things besides pecorino and this steak alla Florentina?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, dear. I got too excited just because of a big steak.
From the Chianina beef.
Yeah. Valley.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Next one.
The next region is Lazio.
Lazio. I don't know where Lazio is.
Do you know the major city?
Nope. Rome?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Correct. I have no clue why they don't,
call it the Roman region?
Yeah, the Roman region.
Okay.
Lazio. But I know there's a soccer team from Lazio.
Okay.
But have you ever heard of bruschetta?
Oh, yeah, bruschetta.
Have you ever heard of spaghetti alla carbonara?
Yes.
And then have you ever heard of artichokes alla Roma?
No, but I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so
bruschetta is...
What is bruschetta?
The main thing is it's grilled bread.
Grilled bread
That's been rubbed with garlic and oil. And then usually it has some sort of tomato, basil, onion mix on top.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bruschetta. It could be as simple as just grilled bread and tomato bits to very fancy stuff.
I've seen some with meats on them and everything too.
Yeah.
Okay. But the basic is tomato with a little basil.
Yeah.
Okay, so then tell me the name of the other one.
So spaghetti alla carbonara.
Uh-huh.
So we said we were not going to talk about spaghetti, but this is a different spaghetti.
It is.
Winter, do you remember you've made carbonara before?
I have, and it's eggs. You use eggs to make the sauce.
Correct. There's no tomatoes in it.
There's no tomatoes at all, but there are noodles, and you use the heat of the noodles, like freshly boiled noodles, and maybe a little of the spaghetti water, if I'm not mistaken, the noodle water.
You do.
And then you crack some eggs, and you scramble them up, and then you mix them in so that the eggs kind of, you create almost a custard.
Yeah, it's a nice creamy sauce.
Creamy sauce for your spaghetti. And it's so yummy. It's so simple.
It is. It's simple, and traditionally they use a cut of meat called the guanciale, which is unsmoked cured hog jowls.
Hog jowls?
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you can't find that, you can use pancetta.
Pancetta,
yeah. Pancetta.
I was like, panna cotta is a dessert.
Yeah, panna cotta is a good dessert.
A delicious dessert.
Mm.
Okay.
And so you fry that up so it's nice crispy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the oil that's left over from that, you boil your noodles and then you fry it up, then you pour it, and then you crack your eggs and mix them, and then pour them into the noodles.
Yes.
And that oil and the eggs, and then you top it with cheese.
Cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love this dish because we've done it before, and you don't even need to have pancetta or the jowls.
Yeah, no jowls.
We've just used bacon.
Yeah.
Like a good thick cut bacon too. That has been very tasty. So Well, cool. I love that. Okay, and then the artichokes.
Artichokes a la Roma.
A la Roma.
And this is like, I don't cook with artichokes too much because it always takes too much to prepare them.
Yeah. If we get them, we always buy them already pickled or preserved.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But artichokes a la Roma it's a stuffed artichoke, and it's stuffed with a parsley, and it's called lesser calamint, which is just a mint plant, garlic, salt, and pepper, and it's cooked sort of boiled, braised, steamed.
Like the half of the artichoke?
No,
what are we talking about?
So you have a little bit of the stem, and then you have the bulb, and you cut off all the
spiny ones.
The spiny ones, and you dig out the center of the artichoke, like the choke.
Yeah.
And that's the floury thing. You
Yeah.
dig that out, and then you make this parsley, the mint, garlic, salt, and pepper, mix it, and then stuff it in the middle.
Oh.
And you have to stand the artichokes on their stem in a pot.
Oh.
And then you pour in, it's white wine, and then stock, and then water, and you sort of steam them. And then you just take them out and...
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, artichoke a la
It's
Roma.
too bad we're not going down to Rome.
Yeah, it's just another trip in the future.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So those are kind of the main three dishes that Rome is famous for, or the Roman region is famous for. Lazio.
And
Okay.
I'm sure it's Lazio or Lazio.
Something
That I'm not
we're
pronouncing
not pronouncing correctly.
Yep.
But they do have a soccer team.
They do. All right. The next region is the Campania. And do you know the major city in Campania?
No.
Naples.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the major food from Naples?
Pizza.
Correct.
Is it pizza?
It is.
It's that thin...
And yeah, it's the thin. And originally, it was a poor person's street food. Pizza.
It's dang good.
Yeah. Until
It kind of still is.
It's yeah.
You can
love
get
it.
a piece of pie pretty quickly
You can.
and pretty inexpensively.
Quick question: have you ever heard of pizza margherita?
Yes.
Do you know why that name is important?
I want to say it's because it was named after a famous, a royal person.
Yes, Queen Margherita of Savoy, the famous Nepalese, the famous pizza chef from Naples, Raphael Esposito. He created that in honor of Queen Margherita.
And what is on a margarita pizza?
It's just a simple
Marinara.
marinara sauce, mozzarella, and basil. Sort of the Italian flag.
It is. It's beautiful and it's very delicious. Simple.
It is simple and delicious. So the margherita
Margarita. Okay.
from Naples.
The Nepalese chef.
Is he from Nepal or Naples?
It's Napolese.
Or is it Neapolitan?
Neapolitan?
Maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody will correct us.
Please. Please, somebody.
Okay.
All right. The last region is Sicily.
Sicily.
And that is the rock that's getting
Booted.
booted.
By the boot.
Ba-da-ba-da-boop.
The island of Sicily.
The island of Sicily. Do
Okay.
you know the major city?
No.
Palermo.
Oh, Palermo.
Palermo.
I don't think I knew that. I'm terrible at geography, you guys. I'm sorry. I should know this. We play Ticket to Ride all the time, and Palermo is one of the places that you have to go to.
That's right. You build a train track to Palermo.
And it's like you have to go across the water. There's right. You have to Palermo.
Palermo.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of veal marsala?
Yeah.
Veal marsala is a Palermo dish.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's different than chicken marsala because they use veal.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome. And what you do is, so you salt and pepper the veal cutlets, and you pound them out so they're really thin, really thin veal cutlets. Salt, pepper, and then you dredge them in flour.
Okay.
And you fry them in olive oil really quick. And then because they're so thin, it's really just like a couple seconds on each side.
Wow.
You pull them off, and then you add mushrooms to the olive oil and the salt and pepper and veal sauce. And then you add Marsala wine. And this is a lot of fancy restaurants will do this table side because once you add the wine, it will burst into fire.
Oh.
The table side, so you have this big burning tower of food being cooked right at your table side. And it's beautiful, and it smells great, and it's burning off the alcohol and stuff, and it's creating a nice sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's all burned off, you put the veal back in, and you saute it up, and then you serve it. And they say you could serve it with other stuff.
Or
polenta. They said polenta, or you could do,
okay.
Bring down from the northern regions. You could do risotto. So
okay. Veal seems to be a big deal in Italy. At least 2 of the regions that you talked about had a veal dish that was famous for. So is it just because of the availability, or what's the deal? Do you know anything about that?
Well, I don't.
Okay. I'm sure somebody can tell us about that too,
Yeah,
or we can look it up later. So, but it is curious that veal, I would say here in the United States, veal is not something that you're like, oh, we're going to have some veal tonight. You don't see that often.
Yeah, veal is.
So they must just really do they do a lot of cattle raising there?
Well, we did talk about the Chianina Valley. Chianina Valley, where they had a specific cow.
Yeah.
So maybe veal,
It may be. Once again, we will learn a lot about this later, I'm sure. We'll ask questions.
Yeah, I don't know why the Italians love veal more than they love fully grown.
Well, if you get a young animal.
It's more tender.
Yeah, maybe more tender like lamb versus a sheep. Mutton, yeah. It might just be that. So,
all right.
Anyway, that's cool.
Well, there you go, dear.
That's awesome. I'm excited. Okay, so that was only 6 regions, but I'm excited to check it out. We're going to fully immerse ourselves in the northern region, however.
Yeah.
And we are going there for a cheese festival, and I'm pretty excited about that. We're going, apparently they only have this festival every 2 years, and so we just happened to find it at the time that they are going to have it. So, and we found some awesome deals. So
it was great deals.
Great deals. So we're excited about that, and we'll report back. Anything else, Lee?
No?
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us today for our show. You could find us at hungrysquared.com on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music.
Please share our podcast with your food nerdy friends and family. We love having this community with you, and we always look forward to hearing from you as well. So don't be shy if you want to give us a food fight question, or just want to tell us something you learned, or you want to share. And we will see you next week for our...
I was going to say, if you speak Italian or are Italian, please write in and correct our pronunciations.
That would be awesome. Or you should tell us how we need to say it, because we butchered that. That was pretty funny.
Butchered it.
Anyway, join us next week for our next episode of Food Nerdery.
Okay, love you, bye.
Bye.
Hungry squared, yeah, hungry squared.